What's going on, folk? As always, another action-packed video full of stuff. What are we gonna be working on? Got a little red Honda Civic action, got some motor action, got some ton of S13 action, got the waffle car action, all a bunch of little things in the video, because we can't just do one thing around here, we gotta do it all, you know what I'm saying, shorty? So, stick around, find out, and after the intro, you already know.
DJ. The tables turned really back one time. Okay, don't it touch.
It's so tremendous.
Tony Todd. Yo, I be the mic smoker.
Okay. Alright.
A nigga never learn to save. I be ballin' anyway. God don't make no mistakes. God don't make no mistakes. A nigga never learn to save. I be ballin' anyway. God don't make no mistakes. This life is give and take.
Needed something wavy to get my point across. I work for myself, so I guess I work for a boss. Look up at the scoreboard to tell you who took the loss. Aim it at your Adam's apple, turn it to applesauce. Yeah, cast and turn, Peter Street in the motocross. Last one with Def Jam, but I'm still going off. And it ain't about my masters, I've been owning mine. Had a wife from mad at me cause I know Farrakhan. And you know this is a hit, Barry Bonds. And my shorty gonna ride me like a Peloton. Sophomore year, I sold more crack than a windshield. Dunk contest, jump over a lamb and did a windmill. They asked me how I feel, I told them never better. Smoking on op, I roll more else than Pelly. I stay fly, yes I'm fly. Land on Mike Pence, I do some stupid shit, don't let them dog me like Mike
A
V.
nigga never learn to save. I be ballin' anyway. God don't make no mistakes. This life is give and take.
Don't let them make you feel away. Could've freed more if they only knew that they were slaves. Man, we gotta get away. Man, your boy done caught away. You should hear the way I say.
Talk to them people.
Man, y'all don't even know the language.
Man, I ain't finna do no lame shit. This a yacht and that's a long way from a slave ship.
How they control our mind? How they control us though? How they get it so emotional?
You think you Nat Turner, what you want the folks to know?
When Larry Jackson called, they let Frank Ocean go.
Middle name Mandela.
Me and mama sold dope together.
I can hear Helen Keller.
Since 15, now I've been a felon. A fella can vote, spread the message. Exhale acapella.
I still throw my diamond up.
Oh, you still reppin'
Rockefeller. Me and Dame in the studio, diamond up. Me and Biggs in the studio, time is up. Woo. And I bet they feel away. 13,000 acres, I don't know where to stay.
A nigga never learn to save. I be ballin' anyway. God don't make no mistakes. God don't make no mistakes. I never learn to save. I be ballin' anyway. God don't make no mistakes. This life is give and take.
All right, let's start with the first thing first, all right? Red Civic. Let me holler at you for a minute. Really hot in that damn building. So, here we go. The Red Civic. If you've been following around my channel, you will have known that a few months ago, I purchased this car for the engine, which is over there, which you saw me pull the transmission off of. And currently I have this car is now for sale as a rolling shell, $2,500 for a best offer. Sounds a little bit high, but this is an actual 99 2000 Civic, and if you know, those are much less common, and this car is actually like overall in like really good shape. A couple little small things in the car, you know what I'm saying, tiny little rust hole here, but on the other side, you know, the hatches are kind of used to that stuff, but for the most part, chassis is in excellent condition, stuff like that. But that's not why we're here. We got this out the shop because it's been taking up space, tied up everything in the bay, got it rolling really good actually. So this is now doing its thing out here. Like I said, it's on Marketplace. We got that thing for sale, so that way it can move on. And if it doesn't move on, which is really not that big of a deal, I actually have an engine and transmission for it. So I want, you know, even more money. And if I put the car together, then I'm gonna sell it for even more money. If I gotta get it running and, you know, put the time and invest and everything into it. So that's kind of where that car is at now. Cool, so she's kind of off on the back burner. Put up for sale. So in the meantime, before I put the other engine together, if it moves on, it sells or whatever, does its thing, then it'll just go, then I'll sell the engine swap afterwards, you know what I'm saying, boom, boom. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, well, I guess I gotta put another car together and sell it for even more money, whatever, right? So if you haven't been following the channel, I took out this engine, that transmission, out of that car for my silver Honda Civic, which is back there, still on jack stands, which I haven't done anything with right now, because the motor in that car, the ring started to go, and it's a non-VTEC motor with a VTEC head on it, and this is a VTEC motor. There are a few variations, or not variations, there's a few differences between the two engines, but to make it a long story short, VTEC engines, top to bottom, more badass. That's it. There's a lot more behind it than just that simple phrase, but it's more badass for many reasons, so we gotta do that thing. So in the video, you watch me pull the transmission off because I need to clean in there. It's nasty, like really nasty. And then also in the transmission is very gross as well. So yeah, that ain't going back together that way. Plus, for this motor, I do have to put it on the engine stand. I'm not there just yet. Oh, I'm not there just yet. So it's like, you know, long story short and short story, maybe a little bit long, short, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this motor, got to put it on the stand because I have all brand new seals, gaskets, you know, oil pickup, all, you know, stuff like this. For this motor, I'm doing everything in this engine, and then I'm going to clean it up one last time, probably paint it silver, so that way, because there's no like really bringing back the head and the block. Like when you got it brand new from the factory, it was more like that color, and this, you see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm going to probably paint these so that way they look cleaner. Transmission, same thing. I'm going to re-clean everything one more time again, and then I'm going to try to scuff it all down, give it a nice little spray, try to lock it in, boom. I am going to see if I can use a different spray to shoot it with. I don't know that it's necessarily good or a bad idea. We'll find out. I don't know. I'm going to try to look into it, see how it goes. But if it doesn't work out, no big deal. Spray can will take the job. You know what I mean? So, well, a high-end spray can, not just some bullshit. You know what I mean? You want it to bond to the aluminum, you want it to look clean, and then when you spray brake cleaner, you want it to not fall off. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had that happen before. And I know that because this car right here, I did that to that car because it cleaned a couple of spots, didn't look clean enough for me, so I gave it a quick spray can just to hold me over for the time being, and I had to brake clean some area in that zone later, and it just fucking wiped it right off. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's it for that, so whatever, boom, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. That's pretty tight for what we got going on with this, and we gonna move on to the next thing. I'm not trying to rush you through this thing, shorty, but you know, we got some cool shit coming up, so check it out.
Mike will
I pull up with a pink tongue. I put some diamonds on her toes. Let her hold on and I'm rich. We was used to pulling that money go for miles. I've been getting it since a toddler. I keep dollars on my head. Been a real one is my motto. Handle my problems, I ain't scared. I put powder on my collar, cause she proud of what I said. I'm a leader, I got on follow in my footsteps like the feds. I shoot like I'm Montana, chop up bullets, make them shit. Black on black, new phantom in the backseat sipping red. Bitch, I'm from Atlanta with these hoes ready dick like Peggy. Condo like the pharmacy, I got codeine in my fridge. My bro on a steaming stove, cooking crack like grits. Got this vibe on a tippy toe, stroking her in a pit. LA live, I'm staying at the Lowe's with this Hollywood bitch. Got a 9 and a snub nose, can't wait to let it hit. Pull up with a stick, I pull up with a stick. I pull up with a pink toe, whipping, she sucking the dick. I put some diamonds on her toes, let her
course, now sun's got to be out, so it's gonna be hot. So let's talk about the waffle car, right? It's the Honda Civic. If you're not again, fuck, it's so bright. If you're not a follower of the channel, you probably should be. We building up this little thing right here, right? She don't look that great right now. Don't worry about that. We're gonna make it look right. Don't worry. We're gonna get it tight. But this is gonna be a cool little waffle build because you guys are gonna be part of this. So I'm gonna do different voting segments on this car actually here pretty soon, because I'm starting to drive it around so I can get a feel for the chassis and see, you know, what needs to be tweaked, what needs to be done, stuff like that. You know, does it pull to the left, pull to the right? Do I need an alignment? You know what I'm saying? This and that. So you gotta be part of a lot of voting sequences for this car, to where the votes you do determine the direction of the vehicle, styling. Unfortunately, right now we're not doing like engine choice and like power plant, stuff like that. But in the future, as time goes on, we do more builds, we get bigger, then we'll do those things too. And it's all gonna be voted on by you guys. So that's gonna be pretty cool. So you guys vote and I put it together. So in the video, you watched your boy, hold up. Oh, my lamp is hot in here. You see me done take that thing out right there, dog, you know what I'm saying? Now, to be fair, the AC, I charge up the AC in this car and it actually worked pretty good. And so far it's been holding. I'm knocking on wood because I said that. But so far so good. It's been holding and it's actually pretty damn cold. So I'm really, really, really impressed right now. I'm pretty sure it does have a leak somewhere in the system. But if it is right now, it's a really slow one. So that's really cool. In the video, we take out the blower motor. You see it's full of leaves, and it's funny because I was actually really concerned about the car having air gaps behind the dashboard everywhere, because I was like, I would turn the thing on max blast and the blower motor sounded like shit, and then like I wasn't really getting a lot of airflow from it. Now I know why, because it was packed with leaves. You can't have anything in there. Air has to come in, get diverted out, spin around, and you know what I'm saying, send it along like a turbo, you know what I'm saying, same shit. So with that being said, now I'm pushing good volume shit. I hate to say this, but like I bought my silver Civic because it had a B series VTEC swap in it, and because it had AC. That was like my biggest thing, was like AC working, like working AC, no bullshit, right? Even if it didn't work great, it was working, right? And like that car's AC is colder than my shit's AC. So like I got some shit I gotta do to that car, because like, yo, the difference in the coldness, like my Civic was definitely cold, but like this one's like way colder. So like I'm actually pretty impressed with it right now, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool, dog, you know what I'm saying? But clean that up, fix that up. Little things like that is the reason why I've been driving the car, and I'm starting to drive the car more now, is because the more I drive it, the more little weird, you know, every car got its own quirks, right? So I want to find out all the quirks of that car. In the quirk, whatever you want to call it. No, this ain't My Hero Academia. In the quirk that this thing's got, I've been running the factory computer, which is OBD2A computer. So in the Honda Civic world, from 96 to 2000, you had OBD2A and OBD2B. Only a couple of years got A, and the next couple of years got B. It's really stupid. I don't know what the fuck Honda was thinking, but they're doing what they had to do. This Civic's OBD2A, and the typical Honda mod is to use a jumper harness to go down to OBD1. Now, we do that for a lot of reasons, right? One reason is by going to an OBD1 computer, you're using a dumber computer, a computer that's less bound by less sensors, because at the time, during 1992 to 1995, which is a Civic range that the OBD1 computer comes from, you got a dumber computer, right? You had 102 sensor, a temperature sensor, you know what I'm saying, a mass airflow meter, throttle position sensor. You had like less sensors. OBD2 computers have 202 sensors, and if one of them isn't reading like it should, it throws, like the car throws a check engine light for all kinds of reasons, right? But that's what happened, is back in the earlier 90s, the emissions weren't as tight. They tightened them up in the partway in the 90s somewhere. So when the OBD2 shit started coming out, 96, 95, you know what I'm saying, whatever, those cars now became OBD2. So my goal is to leave an OBD2 computer in the car with no check engine lights running and driving as it should. Now, a couple things I've been noticing is on the OBD2 computer, the idle is absolutely ridiculous. It hunts like crazy. OBD2 generation cars between VTEC motors and non-VTEC motors had different idle air control valve units in them, and that is a major player as to like, how do I put it? They were different. Some were 3-wire, some were 2-wire. They worked differently off of different things by like just enough to make it a pain in the ass. This car with the OBD2 computer, the idle just it hunts hard and fast, right? And you're just like, come on, man. And it's like 1500 RPM, and I'm like, man, like it idles so high. And I've tried a couple things to get the idle to calm down and relax, and like whatever the case is. I kept thinking I have an intake manifold leak somewhere. I'm like, I have to have one somewhere. Kept checking, can't really find one, which I'm still not doubting that there may be one, but I'm just like, man, if there is one, I'm not really finding it. So I decided to, in the video, I took the car for a ride, jumping it down to OBD1 and taking the computer that's out of my silver Civic, which is 4.8 engine like this, which you can still use them, put it in that car to see what happens. For starters, the idle was way lower, and I'm like, oh, well, there's a first. Okay, idle's lower. You know what I'm saying? Now we're getting somewhere with that, right? So okay, cool. Then, as you can see here, had a couple jumper harnesses to make sure I could plug in that car. So then, after that, we go to me using that computer. Now, if you listen closely in the video of me making the pull, in first gear, you'll hear it start to go, and then it sounds like I'm hitting rev limiter early in the RPM band, and that is actually the engine dumping too much fuel and breaking up and not passing the zone. Then, when I lift my foot off the gas some, it gets through it, and then it pops VTEC and it starts to actually haul ass. So I'm like, that's kind of fucking weird. Now, the thing is I know that my computer out of my silver car originally, I don't know what the hell the program is on that thing, but what I do know is it's wild. And it's really wild because like it ran that motor in that car, and I've been fighting essentially that setup in that car partially because of that computer, for sure. That computer, when I had it in that car, when this motor was in there, that car didn't like it very much either. But the car still used it, but like it definitely didn't like it. And I definitely dumping a lot of smoke with a lot of fuel. So the fueling map and table for this motor is like, and ignition is like really not great. So I took the computer out of the red Civic, which I have to actually use in my silver one, and put it in there. And that computer actually works really good, but its downside is it idles at 2000 RPM instead of like at 800. So I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, like you can't win. And I have like, I think the idle air control valve is deactivated, or I might have it blocked off. I can't remember. I think I have the idle air control valve blocked, so that way it cannot, even if it opens and closes, it can't get any air. And I did that on purpose to eliminate it, get the idle where it needs to be, stuff like that. I did that in my old Civic over there because of the idle being all over the place. I just eliminated the idle air control valve in it, and I just had the car at cold, it idles super low, at warm, it idles more normal, AC's on, it idles a little bit lower than it needs to, but still idles nonetheless, right? So that's kind of how I rock that car, and I was gonna try to do that with this one too, but with this computer, with the, we're gonna call it a GSR computer, because that's what's in there, a Civic GSR computer. With that computer in there, car pulls through the gears, which I forgot to record, of course. Pulls through the gears, I mean, the VTEC works fucking great. Now my downside is for still, between all three computers, under VTEC, when you go to floor it, it's really not that lively, but in VTEC, that shit just fucking goes. Like, I'm super impressed with it because like I've never felt a single cam VTEC like that car does, right? So I find that a little bit strange. Like, is the JDM Motors cam lobe by chance? I doubt it very highly, but is like the low cam lobe, is it low enough to where like when you're driving underneath VTEC, it's meant to maximize gas savings, and then in VTEC it's like, yo, fuck it, and the difference between the cam lobes is big enough to where you hear VTEC come on and the car literally fucking goes from 80 horsepower to 130. You know what I mean? Like, you feel the fucking difference in it like it's a B series. B series are known for feeling VTEC, the difference in the pull and the VTEC, right? So it's like, that thing is night and day difference. It's like slow, and then fucking VTEC hits and it just takes off. So it's like, I don't know. We got some things to do, we got some things to work out in that car, but it's kind of fun. So as I start to drive it more and more and more, I'll figure out more about it, go more about it, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I think it's gonna be cool that it's gonna be a waffle car for you guys, and that way you'll be able to, someone's gonna be able to win this cool ass car once it's done. You know what I'm saying? Like, that car's gonna be really fucking cool. So if you're not a subscriber to the channel, whatever the case may be, I suggest you fucking do that shit. That way in the future, you can be part of it. And you'll be able to vote on the things we do to the car. So that'd be pretty tight too. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where we're gonna cut off the Civic here, because we still gotta work on that thing, shout it. You know what I'm saying? Check me out now.
Say gonna wanna,
Run that back, turbo.
I'm gonna wanna fuck her too. She'll catch up on the AR, how you did that? Track out, lift up when you take off, how you did that?
You put switches on all your blickies, how you did that? Your LV back turned to a legit, how you did that?
I seen that duck turn to a Louis, how you did that? That look like a brand new booty, how you did that?
You got face stones and nowhere to watch it, how you did that?
You hear some skeletons in your closet, why you did that?
How you yelling slack, slack? How I kill a cat, yeah. Hopping around in a two-tone Maybach, pillows in the back. Let's go. Too many rounds in the Phillies, AK, someone gon' get wet. How you gon' get more? You still owe me, how you gon' do that?
Snatch a Ruger bag, give a nigga yak attack. I get my shooter whack, beef and cheese and that's the rat. It ain't nighttime but your chain glow, how you do that shit? Me and Gunna fuck the same hoe, how you knew that bitch? She'll catch up on the AR, how you did that? Track out, lift up when you take off, how you did that?
You put switches on all your blickies, how you did that? Your LV back turned to a legit, how you did that?
I seen that duck turn to a Louis, how you did that? That look like a brand new booty, how you did that?
You got face stones and nowhere to watch it, how you did that?
You hear some skeletons in your closet, why you did that?
They hit your man, you ain't get no straightening, how you live with that? She fucked the hood, how you lay and have a kid with that? My jello go toast, smash it, who blow, yeah I did that. Kick more shit than judo, and she like, I did.
How you get that shit, you got her manning on your host. Matt Black me back sit, bitch, I'm too rich to drive a road. Pop my shit like plumber, me and Gunna diamond flesh. I'm gon' ball out summer, just all grinding for a month. Ayy, pull up, hop out, done. She'll catch up on the AR, how you did that? Track out, lift up when you take off, how you did that?
You put switches on all your blickies, how you did that? Your LV back turned to a legit, how you did that?
I seen that duck turn to a Louis, how you did that? That look like a brand new booty, how you did that?
You got face stones and nowhere to watch it, how you did that?
You hear some skeletons in your closet, why you did that?
Do what I should, like. Point, point, baby. Do what I could, like. Point, point, baby. Do what I should, like. Point, point, baby. Do what I could, like. Point, 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 baby. Do what I should, like. Point, baby. Do what I could, like. Point, 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 baby. Do what I should, like. Point, point, baby. Do what I could.
I ain't never been the same, baby. Ain't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. No, I know right from wrong. 'Cause I wanna make it. So nasty. I'm $1 million baby. Don't ask me. Oh hell no. You rip my city so damn long. Just still don't notice me. Sound next. Oh VA next. I'm at they neck. I'm running up the check. She a bad woman, mama, she a diva. No matter what happens, he cannot come between us again. I know we're better than friends. I took the Queen's Gambit, showed around my friends. Try to pick some energy up, it don't matter. I know you haven't moved on if you tried. I don't believe it, baby. I know you represent the city is mine. I ain't never represent, baby. Ain't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. I know right from wrong. 'Cause I wanna make it. I'm $1 million baby. I ain't never represent, baby. Ain't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. I know right from wrong. 'Cause I wanna make it. I'm $1 million baby.
DJ. The tables turned. Reel it back one time. Okay. Tony touch.
It's so tremendous.
Tony touch. Yo, I be the mic smoker, Puff Dro with Tony Toka. He be the beat breaker, the masterpiece maker. Making masterpieces, timeless works of art. Some of y'all might be afraid of what lurks in the dark. So by the wave of his hand and by the flick of his wrist, Tone brings things to light at the flick of a switch. Well respected, well connected, from Bushwick to Vegas. B-boy fanatic, dramatic on the crossfaders. All my people that love that real shit, they got love for Tone cause he make them feel shit. Other DJs like to steal shit, but when we see him they be frontin' like it's love, knowing damn well they wanna be him. Tiny on Indian style, that's what we giving them style. It be the peacemaker, I'm the jewel of the wild. Gang to the star, hold your Glock steady. Word to rock steady, better get your blocks ready. Tony Touch, the incredible DJ. The tables turned, reel it back one time. Okay, Tony Touch.
It's so tremendous.
Tony Touch. Who's sleeping on the pro, creeping on the low, T-O-N to the Y. Fuck with us and watch your fam die. Damn high, know you want another CD of that hardcore rap shit, we got a degree in that. I majored in lacing fiends, chasing green, staying clean, knowing what it's like to be struggling and creating dreams. Poof, something arises out of nothing and surprises all you weak-minded sideways suckers. You can't deny it, it's like doing a bit and not learning jack shit. Heard my old Tony Touch tape and asked me what was that shit. Niggas got shit backwards, it's drastic. Will the dollar rule or will we rely on plastic? No wax shit, we're gonna rely on the final decisions and mad revisions for all rivals. I will always be the brother you can relate to. Guru, premier, my man Tone, the peacemaker. Tony Touch, the incredible DJ. The tables turned, reel it back one time. Okay, Tony Touch.
It's so tremendous.
Tony Touch.
You know the deal.
I keep it real.
You know the deal.
I keep it real in this rap game.
You know the deal.
I keep it real.
So check me out right here, right now. One gun, one bullet, boom. Got a little S13 action right here. Now, again, if you've been watching the channel, you'll know that a couple videos ago, we took this bumper and we cut it into 3 pieces. And the reason we did that is because this is a BN Sports, BN Spots, fake BN bumper. This is a bumper that is meant to be wide body on their wide body kit. And basically what it is this section here actually sticks out to this, well, not quite this much, but it sticks out here. The fender is thicker like that in the zone to make up for the difference. So instead of having a flared zone on their wide body, it kind of looks like a factory fender that just thickens it up and just moves the whole point just out more, right? And I'll try to throw a picture in here if I remember of what it looks like. In my opinion, it's not a really great looking wide body, but I love the bumper, just not the wide body portion of the bumper. I've been through tons of bumpers on this car. The bumper that I want is really just not that available to me. And I'm like, well, this is as close as I'm gonna get to it. This is actually more work than I expected it to be. But that's kind of, you know, the realm you jump into once you start doing this type of work. And if you want some custom shit, you gotta be custom about it. And the custom about it is not always easy if you're cheesy. You know what I'm saying? So, in the previous video, we cut off each leg, boom. In this video, you watched us glue this section back together with this section, and then same thing with this side, right? This side to this side. Then we had to go back, and this side was more extensive because we then had to take a slice all the way down the line here, and then we cut down this way in order to position this whole leg in and out, right? Now the downside is the bumper technically is never like always bolted on fully, right? So like it always has a little bit of give and slip, and as you're working on this side actually looks pretty good. You're like, oh, okay, cool. But then like when you start locking in that side and like making it for real, then this side all of a sudden gets crazy. You're just like, all right, well, I don't know what the fuck happened here, right? So both sides are cut different. This side is just sliced just to here, where the other side was sliced down and then back there, because that's how much more adjustment that side needed. And the funny thing is, well, not funny, but another thing is this bumper from the mold or whatever the case is was actually skewed like this. So this whole side actually would pick up. So anytime this side would line up, this side would be above the fender, like up here like crazy. And when you push this side down and push this thing down like crazy, like it had a twist to it that was stuck in it. Now, from cutting off the ends, we've reset that, right? So there's a ton of work, you know what I mean? And there's still plenty more work left to do, you know what I mean? And it's man, fiberglass sucks. I've dealt with, so when I used to work in a restoration facility, did a lot of Corvettes, 60s Corvettes, and I can tell you, fiberglass is just not fun. You're itchy as hell. You got to bury yourself in it. There's a lot of, you can wear long sleeves like my guy Ray was doing. He's wearing long sleeves because he doesn't want fiberglass all over him. And then when you're done, you can blow off a lot of the fiberglass off the sleeves versus off your skin where it's trapped for a few days. If you ever dealt with fiberglass, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, it sucks, it's not fun. This fiberglass, yeah, not fun either. And you see him masked up and shit. I'm just trying not to breathe too much, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get it done. I don't like wearing long sleeves or pants. It's fucking hot. I live in Florida, I'm sweating right now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I would rather I'd rather wear tall socks and shorts than wear pants, you know what I mean? So it's like, something like that, you know what I mean? That way I still have breathing room. I can get a little airflow going, that kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. This old girl, we have been, now this is, so what you guys don't know is we are on like week 3 of fucking with this bumper, but we're only giving it roughly, I'd say 5-6 hours or so. I mean, that's kind of a lot of hours now to think about it, but about 6 hours each session of like work on the bumper in order to get it to where it's at. Now keep in mind, these fiberglass fenders don't fit great because they're fiberglass and they're a replica of a fender known not to fit very well. So it's like double not fit good. And then like, you know, trying to get as many things together as nice as possible. But in the end, I know that this bumper doesn't belong with this whole front end style, but I want this bumper. So it's like, I'm basically doing whatever it takes to get this bumper on here. You know what I mean? Because I like it a lot. I'm not gonna spend $3,800 on buying the real kit and waiting, you know, 8 months, a year, whatever the case is. two things that's not happening. I'll eat some shit on this bumper. I'm gonna make it look good. This bumper at some point, I already know it's gonna get knocked off, which is gonna suck, but you know, it's part of the gig. But it's like, I don't wanna put this extensive amount of work into it, but if I could have found an aftermarket version of the bumper I'm looking for, it would have saved me a lot of time. I probably could have had small differences, little subtleties, whatever. So in the video, what you watched us do is cut the bumper into 3 sections. So what we did is, if you look here, we took wooden sticks, which I have here. We took these guys, set this where it needed to be, and then drilled this on. And the stick was kind of like a little support. Not a great support, but a support nonetheless. What sucks is that when we cut these sections off, we mounted these where we wanted these sides to be, right? Because they kept sticking out naturally. We needed it to come in to start being on the fender. So we did that, we got the bumper, we did the sides, but I guess from these sticks, right? And we put the bumper on the table like this, because you have to get inside to get it all done to add the fiberglass and reinforce everything from the backside with fiberglass. I guess it spread back open a little bit, and that's part of why we had to end up cutting these zones and then re-pushing these back in. So it's kind of why we had to do the job twice. Kind of sucks, but I mean, at the same time, this is the stuff you're kind of dealing with when you start doing these kind of custom work, this custom stuff, right? And boom. Also, yeah, don't need that piece. Not fun fact. This section of the bumper, you can see that the glass is white, and when you put the resin in there, it turns brown because the resin's brown. And if you see white, that's how you know the resin hasn't gone through the glass. So basically how it works is you prep your area, which is behind the bumper, you blow it off, clean it off, you wipe resin, you put your fiberglass mat on there, you resin the fiberglass mat. Once you've soaked it thoroughly with your brushing process, you put a couple more sheets of mat on there, strengthen it up, boom. That side, right over here. Well, during our process of doing this, it's rained on and off several times. The fiberglass mat we had that was rolled up was sitting on the pallet we had. It rained pretty damn hard to where we had to stop for a little bit. I didn't realize the fiberglass mat was outside. Okay, well, the fiberglass mat got wet and it soaked through all the layers. I'm just like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Try to blow it out, clean it out a little bit till it felt dry, sort of. And I'm like, yeah, it feels kind of dry, fuck it. You know what I'm saying, let's ride it. We did it, we put it on, and at first things were looking good. But then, as I kept dabbing more and more and more, it started coming out white, and it was like pushing out all the resin because of the water. It wasn't like mixing or anything else, the water's pushing it out. Now, I've worked with a lot of chemicals over the years, and a lot of chemicals just, yeah, they don't like water, but they'll just tell that water to go fuck itself and just keep doing its thing anyways. It won't be the product you're supposed to have, but it'll still also work for the most part, like in general. This seemed to not work at all. I mixed up a really hot mix on the resin so it cooked quick, you know what I'm saying? And it was not at all heating up. It was not doing its thing. So I'm like, well, got the heat gun out. We try to torch it essentially with the heat gun I was trying to evaporate the water and cook the resin at the same time. Give the resin a higher heat temperature and then let the water maybe push out. I mean, it's on there. It seems solid, but do I trust it? Probably not. You know what I mean? But so far, it seems like it's on there. It seems like it's cool. But there was a couple times I got a little bit too hot and I could feel it, the fiberglass popping off of the bumper. So it's like, you know, could be good, could be bad. We're not really sure, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like trials and tribulations we're doing. And of course, in the process of doing these things, even though we're using the sticks to try to make shit locked in, you know, and you make your adjustments, shit like this still happens because now this is in too far. And it's just like, yo, I'm not gonna cut this again, slice it, peel that section back, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just gonna have to be kind of how it is. Is the bumper perfect? No. I have to still sand all the black coating that's off of this bumper because that shit flakes off. And I don't know if I can show you an example, but yeah, here we go. Like this, I gotta get all that shit off because this doesn't do anything for anyone. That shit's terrible. You wanna know the company? Duraflex, my bad. Duraflex does that. And I understand they're giving you a product cheap, and by giving you the black on there, they're giving you a primered surface so you can sand it and just go right into paint. But nothing Duraflex offers you. Hear me now. Brethren, hear me now. Hear me right now. Nothing Duraflex offers you is sand and paint unless you don't give a fuck, or you have a race car and you don't give a fuck, right? I don't care if you're trying to fucking wrap the car, it is trash today. Old Duraflex 10 years ago, it needed love. Don't get me wrong. You had to put a little effort into it, but old Duraflex fit way better. These molds are so beat up by them. They're so shitty now that they're just not great. You know what I'm saying? So enough bitching in the kitchen, little shouter. You see me out here, shined up the wheels, looking good, feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Also, we did the exhaust, right? And the problem with the exhaust is, well, it wasn't really much of an issue. I just didn't want the exhaust to shake around anymore. So I only have exhaust hanger. There's one here. I think I have one maybe there, but if not, it just connects to the turbo. So like, it's kind of hanging from its toes. And I think there's one in here somewhere in the center. It may or may not be. For those of you that own X chassis, you're like, oh, I know there's an exhaust hanger there. Yeah, but I didn't say my car has the exhaust hanger there. You know what I mean? So either way, welded the exhaust hanger. I welded a hanger to the chassis, and the hanger is actually, I'm pretty sure, a GTR hanger off of one of these GTRs, 35s. And I think I have one more. Those are other ones. Okay. No, yeah, right here. There we go. So it was started off as a 90. You see me torch it, bang it with the hammer, and luckily it made like this little funny S shape, which ended up working out really good because it slid behind the bumper support like you saw in the video, and it came down and out where I needed to go. Also, if you watch me take a, this is old school, this is old school stuff. You watch me take one of these bad little Johnsons right here and put it around the exhaust rubber. So in the future, if you ever have a slammed car, you need the rubber of the exhaust to keep the exhaust to be able to move and shit. But if you don't want it to move too much, you get one of those, right? And if you tighten it and you close it up, it makes the exhaust more firm, but you can put it on there so it reduces the movement of the rubber hanger. I needed to reduce the amount that it moved back there just in general. I want the whole exhaust to move. I just don't like that muffler shaped shit you see, you know what I'm saying? Like, can't be having that, you know what I mean? And I've been driving this car. If you've been checking out, I have a TikTok, which I'm not good at TikTok, but I got one. If you've seen a TikTok like on my Instagram, I drove the car naked, no body panels on it, you know what I'm saying? And I know the whole time that muffler was doing this, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta fix that, you know what I'm saying? And that's a light fix. And what I had before is the muffler hanger, I had it zip tied to the bumper reinforcement. And I did that for this reason. So it kind of kept it roughly in line in the area it needed to be. If I want to take the bumper on and off with ease, that means I would have to jack up the car and cut that zip tie every time. That ain't happening, right? Plus, it was time to clearance the back bumper support because it was touching the muffler. Now that's a real genuine HKS muffler, and it was getting a little bit of rust safari on there, and I didn't want that shit, you know what I'm saying? So trim out the zones, make a little bit extra clearance, torch it, hang it, cut it, beat it, whatever the case is. And then now that piece slides on and off as it should. And then now the bumper is, well, not the bumper. The bumper and support come off together. And now the the muffler is on its own joint, right? You see me how to do the chassis, right? Where I had to weld the chassis, like the sheet metal in the chassis back here, right? When I had to do that back there, the seam here and the seam there were ripped because this car's actually been in some nice drift accidents in the back where both ends were crushed. Separate occasions, but you know, she's an old girl. She's an old workhorse. She's an early drift days car, right? So she's gone through a lot of shit. The sheet metal was separated, and it's thin ass sheet metal. I'm welding a really thick exhaust hanger piece to some thin sheet metal, so like there's some flex right there. So first I close up the gap. What do you call it? Close up the gap, put a couple tack welds in it to keep the seams together, and then cleaned around the hanger zone, welded the hanger zone to it, and then boom, now we're here, we're rocking, right? So like in general, I'd say looks pretty good. You can get carried away really easily. The muffler is exactly in the spot it needs to be. I'm gonna have to double check and confirm that. I may have to, what's it called? I may have to end up releasing some tension off of the little strap on the rubber hanger, because the muffler may need to come down just a touch and not touch the bumper. But this is just part of the progress. And unfortunately, now that I've done this too, now the bumper doesn't want to seem to fit the car as it did before. It's always something. You always gotta, every time like you try to make an improvement on one thing, something else takes a back turn. Like you know, you go one step forward with this, but then this over here goes one step back, right? So like everything is like massaging. You're finessing. You're like, okay, I gotta finesse this, and while I'm finessing this gotta get finessed too to also finesse with this. You know what I'm saying? So we out here, shawty. We doing things. You see what the fuck going on. Off camera, the other day I polished up the wheels again because they're looking kind of rough. On camera, the wheels is looking fully bust. In real life, I know there's more left into polishing these wheels by like a substantial amount. Got to start somewhere. They've been getting beat up because the car's been outside every weekend. And every weekend I'm cutting fiberglass on this bumper, and every weekend this car is getting rained all over, which is nice because all the fiberglass shit just washes away. But what's not nice is the wheels are getting fucking trashed really, really fast, and it's really, really annoying. Also, one of the reasons why these cars got to stay inside, you can't just leave them outside. And even if you have, like the R32 has these wheels, but I have powder coated lips and powder coated faces. Even though this car has powder coated lips and faces, you still shouldn't leave this shit out there because water will get behind the wheel here and puddle up in there, and it'll actually start to fuck it up, the aluminum inside. Which is why I actually have a rag in this wheel, so when it rains, any rain that collects in here, the rag should hold it up and get it out. Keyword, should, no guarantees, right? So yeah, this is where we're at. Next week's video, I already know what it is, but I'm here to tell you, we got a couple surprises going on for you, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully you're gonna enjoy that. I'm super excited about this. Got a little announcement on that. Well, sort of an announcement, I guess you could say. Yeah, we out here, we rocking, shorty. So yeah, if you like the video, do your thing, shorty. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, like, comment, I don't give a fuck, do your thing. You like it, tight. You wanna comment on it, tight. You got any questions, throw a comment in the video. I'll be reading the shit, you know what I'm saying? Doing whatever. And as you can see, we don't do one thing, we do a little Honda, a little Nissan. Well, I think it's a lot of Nissan because that's, I don't know, I guess there's a lot of Honda in here too because there's 2 Civics there, there's 2 Hondas out there. 1, 2, 3, 4 Nissans, a lowrider. So like we got a few things going in here, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If not, tell me you don't like it. Tell me why you don't like it. Just fucking wrote it in the comments. I don't care, you ain't gonna hurt my feelings, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what's going on, shorty, you know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for more of this car. We got some cool things coming up, and I got some other things in the back I'm trying to work on in this car as well. I'm my own upstairs, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just remember though, always in life, just stay sucker free. You heard?